Hi, I'm Debbie Janoff. I'm the owner of Holy Fit Nutrition, and I'm a certified integrative nutrition health coach. I'm going to try this video in the car while we're moving, so that's going to be a new one for me. But I'm lucky because my husband's actually driving. So I wanted to take this opportunity while we're in the car and we're on a long trip back from visiting our daughter for her birthday to talk about something that people ask me about a lot. I'm often asked what kind of supplements I take. And I first want to say that as a holistic health coach, I am not a doctor. I don't diagnose, treat, or cure any diseases, and I do not take the place of your medical professional. So before you start any type of supplementation, it's always recommended that you do ask your doctor first. And I don't recommend specifically things for people to take, but what I do know is what's worked for me and for my body. And so with that as the impetus for this conversation, what I wanted to say is the things that I do take and that I feel I need in my body are, a couple different supplements. Primarily things like D3, for example. So vitamin D3 is called the sunshine vitamin, and that's because the way that you can get it and the number one source of vitamin D3 is from the sun. But if you live generally above Atlanta on the map, and in where I live, the Northeast, you'll never really be able to get enough vitamin D from the sun. And for that reason, you need to most likely supplement. And there's recommended by the RDA like only 600 IUs of vitamin D, but in many cases people do need to take more than that. I had to find out through my physician that I am vitamin D deficient, which means that for my body, I need to take more vitamin D than a recommended amount in order to get the right amount absorbed into my body. So that's one thing that I do take. I also take a high quality fish oil. Now, fish oil, also known as the omegas are omega-3s and omega-6s. Now, our diet as an American, population, we generally eat a diet that's high in omega-6s. The omega-6 is probably close to 20% more than the omega-3 that we should be eating, and what our bodies really need is a good balance of the omega-3s and the omega-6s. So you should be eating foods like cold water, wild-caught fishes like salmon, sardines. Those kind of fish are really good for you. And if you eat cold water, wild-caught fish like salmon about 3 times a week, then you may not need additional supplementation. But other foods like avocados, olive oil, olives, walnuts, those are all high in omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids also have to come from food. It's not something that our bodies can make. And the importance is that we have a balance between omega-3 and omega-6. And without that balance, then you're looking at a higher risk of inflammation, which leads to all kinds of, diseases and symptoms. So right now, you want to consider having a good balance and eating, your supplementation through food would be the best source, but if you can't, then you might want to consider getting a good, high quality fish oil. Now, you also want to think about some of the fish oils. When you take the supplements, they give you what they call a burpee or a fishy burp, which means that they kind of repeat on you and they make you have a fish flavor in your mouth, which is kind of disgusting. So you want to definitely find one that you think is a better quality, and you want to look at the reviews. Sometimes Thrive Market, Vitacost, and Amazon are all really good sources to look up and see the reviews, because people do tend to write what they think about those products. Also, if you have a health food store near you and you trust the proprietor of the health food store, they generally can lead you in the right direction too. As a fact, I don't know if you know this little factoid, but did you know that 70 to 80% of your entire immune system is located in your gut? So the gut, if you think in terms of your digestive tract, It also houses the largest part of your neurological, the second largest part of your neurological system. Your gut is also known as your second brain. So good digestive health is really important, and one of the best ways to get good digestive health is to have probiotics in your system. So probiotics can either be supplemented, or you can eat certain foods that are high probiotic food. And those would be things like fermented foods. If you think about sauerkrauts, kimchi, kefir, miso, tempeh, things like that are probiotic rich fermented foods. There's also kombucha, which is a fermented tea, and also sour foods. Like I like to incorporate apple cider vinegar. I put a tablespoon or a splash in my hot water with lemon in the morning. For me, it's about saving time, so that's a step that I can avoid if I can add it to the hot water with lemon. But you can put a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a glass of water, and you can do that twice a day. It's always best to dilute it, though. You don't want to drink the apple cider vinegar straight. It's very, it's acidic and it can burn your esophagus. But it is an acidic food, but it is not acid causing in your system. So it's very helpful for you to have. Probiotics can help boost your immune system. And what probiotics actually are bacteria that we add into our digestive system to help give a healthy balance of the good and bad bacteria. The goal is to have 85% good bacteria in your body and 15% bad bacteria. And they balance each other out, but because of a poor diet, because of toxins in the environment, and illness, that all leads to imbalance. And that's why it's important to put probiotics into your body. There's different kinds of probiotics if you do supplement. There's the soil-based probiotics, which do not need refrigeration. And then there's the ones that sometimes when you go to the health food store, they'll show you all the different ones that are refrigerated. It's really about what works best for your body. Sometimes you have to try different ones till you decide which one is the most effective for you. Some people prefer to take them in the morning. Some people prefer to take them in the evening. It's best to take on an empty stomach. For me, it's best to take in the evening. And with that, the ones in the refrigeration section are great, but it's really all about what you're going to take. And if you're not going to remember to take your probiotic or anything else, it's not going to work for you. So for me, what works best are the soil-based probiotics, because I can keep them in my bathroom and know where they are before I go to bed at night and know when I need to take them. Also, some people don't eat a really well-balanced diet. If you don't eat a well-balanced diet and you're not getting all the clean, healthy whole foods that you should be getting, and remember, there's so much more processed food in our diet, whether we even try to eat a clean diet or not, but there is so much more processed food that you might want to also consider a good quality multivitamin. Again, please remember to speak to your medical professional before you would take on any type of supplementation. But because this is something that has been asked, I wanted to just share that with you. So, oops, a little bump. So we're going to continue on our ride home, and I hope you have a great Sunday, and thank you for listening.